What's up, fish tank people? FishTankTV.com. Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on a Sunday with a good one, folks. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. If you were just now joining us, I spent last week going all over Florida with our friends from Seagrass. My first stop was the University of Florida's Aquaculture lab, and I had an absolute riot. This is the fourth and final video from the lab, and I saved the best for last for you, folks. I gotta tell you, we start off this video with my man Craig Kasper from Hillsborough Community College. I love him. I admit I cut him off maybe once or twice, but he goes with it and he cuts right back, and he's fantastic, giving some very technical knowledge on what they're doing. About, I don't know, 18 minutes into this video, we'll see how they're harvesting Pacu. Before that though, Craig gives all kinds of great information on like the technical fundamentals of the filtration of a Pacu tank, using concrete vats, how they paint them, what the students in his program do. I mean, I was just loving flowing with this guy. If I had known about his degree early on, I probably would have gone down there and gotten it. Super fun. Later in this video, we roll over back with Eric Cassiano. He takes us all around. We see angelfish being netted, albino birchers, puffer fish, you name it. This video is chocked full for you all. We got over a 20-minute video for you. Click the links around to check out all the other videos in this series, and drop me a comment on what you like about this and if you want to see more of this action. Enjoy.
Good morning. My name is Craig Kasper. I'm the program manager for aquaculture at Hillsborough Community College, and I want to take you on a 5-second tour here of our facility.
But before we go on that 5-second tour, those of you who are interested in getting in the biz and working with aquariums, I want you to explain what your program does before we walk in here and poison everybody with it.
Very good, very good. We're in the business of training people to go out and work in the fish industry in an entry-level position. This is a 2-year program. It's a tech program. It's very hands-on. It's very much applied. And so when the students leave, they could go into any entry-level position in aquaculture and they would be beneficial to the employer.
Such as
animal husbandry, working in a public aquarium, in a zoo, for example, Busch Gardens, or maybe Disney World, or someplace that's a large public space. They need those types of skills to make the place look great, to keep the animals healthy. They also might work in research and development at a university.
Not that any of you all would ever want to do this for a full-time thing. Please, thank you for that. Let's lead the way, my friend. Show us what you got going on here. Such a cool setup, man, because you're bringing people at next level. So where are we?
Well, this is the greenhouse laboratory that we use for teaching students the hands-on and in the field type of experience. And everything that we have going on in the greenhouse right now is actually unique, because as some of you may know by watching this and where you're at, we had a hurricane come through Florida.
Sure.
And we're still in a little bit of hurricane recovery mode, so it's slightly chaotic.
Yeah.
But every system here was built by students.
Wow.
It was part of their initiative, part of the skill sets that they needed to develop with system design, gluing up PVC pipe, installing pumps,
wow,
learning how to solve problems.
That's awesome.
So that's what we did. We work with everything from concrete burial vaults all the way up to polypropylene tanks, glass aquaria. We do it all.
That's cool. Lead the way. Where should we start?
Well, this is one of the systems that we most recently completed.
Can I hop up here and kind of?
Yes, absolutely. There's a stairwell on your right.
Who needs a stairwell when you're tall like this? This is what I'm talking about. I love the view through window here too. That's very cool.
Yeah, it does really well for the students who are trying to see into the tank easily, and for public perception, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Being able to actually see what you're working with. We originally designed this as a more high-intensity system to have many fish in it, or to have large fish in it. Right now, we're raising some fish for food. It's a South American species called a Pacu.
Never heard of those. Click the links around here for my fish with the worst lives ever. I talked about how Pacu end up in zoos because that happens. So hold on. I want to ask you a question before. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said not high volume, but high intensity, because these are like going to hold a heavy fish load?
Yes.
Is that what you said, designed for that?
Yes, much heavier.
Now, when you say designed for that, what does that mean? Like they're going to have a bigger bed, or can you kind of unpack that a little bit?
I can absolutely unpack it. Normally, what limits you on density is biofiltration.
Okay.
How much nitrogen can your system process?
Let's walk and show. Can we show what we're talking about? All right.
Yeah, I'm going to pull some of this real quick. This is biomedia that you might see in any system anywhere, and it's very small. It has a good surface ratio to volume capacity.
Absolutely.
So a lot of nitrification potential. Many people will fluidize this. They will put enough in the system to let the air circulate it and make it a nitrification bonus instead of just taking out solids. And that's what we intend to do on the back side of the system. So I'll show you the holding tank.
No, this is so cool.
And you can see partially what we're up against. We're going to take several cubic yards of that media.
This is cool.
And we're going to dump it in here.
Okay.
We're going to jack the air up as high as it goes and just let it boil and bubble.
So
and
you just want as much air turbulation as possible. I see I'm going to call it a toilet valve. That's not right, but a water valve.
Right.
So when the water level gets low, that automatically kicks on, fills that back up.
Absolutely.
Is break it down for me, water coming in versus water coming out. I want to get the nuts and bolts of this right, because I don't want to guess.
No, we do things pretty simply here. And I'm a firm believer in technology. I like the way it works. I also like simple because simple doesn't break.
Yeah.
And so this is a simple Artesian pump. You can buy this from Aquatic Ecosystems. They're Performance Pro is the company that sells this.
You like this product? This is good product. I mean, you guys know it. Like I want to know if it's good stuff. Yeah.
Well, it works for us because of what it does.
What does it do?
It works very simply. It's a low head design. That means I can't push water very high, but I can move water side to side really easily, and it saves money on electricity.
Okay. How many watts or amps or what's the any idea?
Honestly, I'd have to look it up.
I'll look it up.
This one is like a horse and a half. And so it moves, 50 to 75 gallons a minute very comfortably for us.
50 to 75 gallons a minute?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so what we've done is we've split that over 3 different lines. One line is coming right back to the sump. This is where all of our purified water would end up. This is also where the drain from the tank ends up. So what we're doing is we are processing water out of this continuously.
Okay.
And eventually the water, when it's cleaned up, is what goes back to the tank.
Gotcha.
It comes out from the pump, and then some of it goes right straight to the tank.
So just so I'm asking you on a low head, but that looks like it's pumping up 4 feet. So that's still considered low head?
Yeah, because normally you could raise stuff 25, 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
Head system.
Okay.
It wouldn't even be an issue.
Cool.
So we push some of it back so we can drop the flow rate on these tanks so we don't exceed the drain capacity.
Got it.
Then some of it comes over here to the biofiltration system. Now this is somewhat of a cool thing for us. This is what they would call a drop filter, all right? And the way this works is you have media in the top that floats. You can see the rice granules right here. When I flood the bottom of this unit with air and displace all the water, eventually the air and the water do a flip-flop. And it gets the name polygeyser because you get a geyser of water and air that bursts up through the middle. It knocks the media around and removes the dirt. And then the dirt settles out.
Because you have better things to do than backwash. So
yeah,
is that the... Because it goes in reverse, is that why you don't have to backwash it? Or
this system is set up so that you can operate it off of air.
Okay.
It's an air purged, air driven system. And when you have a flow valve set properly, it will slowly trickle air in over the course of the day, and therefore trigger a backwash cycle maybe 6 times a day, and you don't have to touch it.
Because I've seen the koi pond pumps where you have to backflow. Okay, I got you.
So I can leave this alone, and right now it's set up to just go on its own.
Okay.
Eventually it's going to get full of sediment, and I'm going to come down here to the drain valve. I'm going to unlock the drain.
Valve, nice.
I'm going to pull it, and all the dirt and the debris goes bye-bye.
Wow.
So I let that go for 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I close the valve, and then I'm back in business. This will restart automatically.
Cool.
So that's very cool. If I took something electronic like a solenoid switch and placed it down here instead of that gate valve, this would be 100% hands-free.
You could automate that by having a, very cool.
Very easily. We've got ultraviolet sterilization because it keeps the algae down in the system.
Sure.
That's why the water's so clear. And so this system is frankly just conditioning right now.
Okay, so I'm surprised at how small the returns on that are, or drains. Because I'm looking at the diameter of that and I'm going, shouldn't that be twice as big there as that is? But you control the flow, slow it down.
Yeah,
I got it.
And these 3 tanks were originally part of a system that you might find in grade schools or high schools.
Okay.
They introduce aquaculture to students. So
Love it, man.
They didn't need the low flow.
Click the links around here. Check out my girls' aquaponics setup here in Lexington. And I want to show this. We're moving this way, folks. So stick with it. Oh, this is so cool. So these are, I love the viewing to keep people involved. Now you said this was at an elementary school. So where to next?
I'm going to take you all the way down our Cichlids line. We've used African cichlids for over 10 years because they're easy to work with.
Oh, yeah.
They have a fair market value. We can sell them fairly easily, and we can get the complete life cycle on our fish really easily. These are all mouth brooding fish. They come from Lake Tanganyika, Lake Victoria, you know, places like that. The good thing about this fish for us is that they reproduce about once a week, so the students come in and they can harvest eggs from the female. She actually, once she lays them and they're fertilized, she holds them in her mouth. A lot of your viewers will recognize that fact.
Oh, yeah.
And then it makes it easy pickings when we come
I want to show this. This is only in a fish tank room where you got the the happy collection of ball valves.
Yeah, well, it's
you
better
should see the side of my greenhouse, dude. It's just like that.
It's better than throwing it away.
No, you're always gonna need it.
Yeah,
you're always gonna need it.
out.
No, never, never. My wife thinks I'm nuts, but I never throw anything away. Like honey, and I'll use it a year and a half later, but I'll use it.
That's right. I joke with my students. I can build a whole system out of spare parts if you give me enough time.
Oh yeah.
So what we've got is a standard mix of the cichlids you would find in any pet store here in Florida. There are about 10 species that are very common, and that's what we have. We don't get outside of that very much because we either don't have time or don't have expertise in that area. But the whole system right here, again, just like I said before, this was designed by students, and this is a burial crypt.
Yeah, I know. I researched buying these in Kentucky, and they were $350 a piece.
Really?
And well, yeah, and down here they're like $5. They're like they're real cheap, right? You can get them everywhere.
We paid $135 for these, and the guy brought them over from St. Pete and set them in place for us.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I looked on the fish thing, and I can get them all over the place here. $75 burial vats. Yeah. And he put them in place. That's a deal.
Yeah, it works.
And concrete's forever. I mean, they're like, you know.
It's not bad.
Were they drilled? Did they come drilled?
He does. He'll drill the hole up in the drain anywhere you want. You just tell him and he does.
For $135?
That was what he that's what he quoted.
Wow,
years ago.
That's great.
And we painted them.
I was going to ask if they came painted.
Them.
Okay.
This product is an epoxy paint.
Now, why did you paint them to seal them?
Because water tends to seep inside the concrete if it's not sealed, and it'll crack it eventually.
Oh, will it?
Yeah, or it gets to a point where if there's an imperfection in the concrete, there's rebar inside of this.
Uh-huh.
Right? And so
that'll be a problem.
Gets the rebar, it causes it to rust, and that part of the concrete fails, then you have a leak.
Wow.
Well, that would be okay, you would think, except these are 1,500 pounds dry.
Yeah.
I can't just lift it out, replace something, and throw it back in there. So I got to be really judicious on how I treat it.
So what is the paint?
Okay, this is a product from a company
called... I'm going to walk this way while we talk about it.
This is a company called Pilgrim. They make an epoxy paint product. Now what that is you have a two-part system, just like the glue. You have a resin on one side, and then you have the paint and the pigment over here on the other side. And you mix the two together, and you stir them, and you let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes, what they call an induction.
Okay.
And that allows the components to mix and get happy.
Right.
And you go to painting it. You got to wear a carbon activated respirator, and you got to work upstream into the air because it's really fumy.
Yeah.
But once you get these things sealed up, they're beautiful and they last forever.
Do they have to be blue?
No, you can get them in multiple colors.
Nice.
We have seen it in white, we've seen black, we've seen dark, navy dark blue.
Nice.
And other places on the farm here at UF might have some of that. They used it dark because it reduced the stress level of the fish. They like that.
Right.
However, we use light because that way we can see the fish.
Yeah, I can see the difference here.
They have transitioned actually on some of their systems to that. And so it works for us. It's a very good way to
wow, so they're painted. Cool.
And so we really like
$135 or whatever for
it's about 220 gallons when it's
220 gallons. Yeah, and that's concrete. So it's interesting because I noticed they're painted because I know some fish farmers that don't have them painted.
Correct.
Now they're in greenhouses, but still, if you have it makes sense, the imperfection.
Yeah.
Have you had that happen to you on vats? You ever?
Let me show you. Yeah. Let me show you. I'll show you one that is starting to fail.
Okay.
And it's at the point where I don't know that we can fix it.
Uh-oh.
We had a crack happen because the greenhouse settled. The floor of the greenhouse is concrete, and after they poured it, after a couple of years, it settled. Well, this particular vat was on a settling point, and if you look about halfway down on some of the vats, you'll see a crack start to go right there. We patched some of them, but let me show you the imperfection right here. Right here on the corner. You can see this has failed.
Yeah.
And there's a spot further in that you can't see that has also failed because water has gotten past the seal of the paint. And it's gotten inside.
Oh, that's even after it's sealed too. I got you.
Well, yes, occasionally.
Yeah.
And so what we did here is I just took some JB Weld and I just fixed it.
Okay.
And that's the best I can do for now. Eventually, that corner will probably fail.
Okay.
Hopefully not in a while.
Not in a while. Wow.
But this side, these are our more mature fish.
Sure.
A little bit larger. We've got yellow labrachromis. We've got venustus, what they call a giraffe.
I love the
cichlid.
venustus.
Red zebras.
Now, why do the venustus, this venustus tank and the other one seem more darker? Is it just more algae gets on, or is it just higher algae?
Yeah, because our pleco are lazy.
Ah,
We've got
lazy
pleco,
yeah.
to take care of the algae, but as they get larger, they don't eat as frequently. And some of them get really lazy and smart, and they eat fish food.
Huh.
So they all but quit. For
Know it
example,
well.
This tank, they don't do much work at all in here. But the Johannais love it because it makes their black coloration stand out
Those are
a little
good
bit
looking
more,
fish.
and they'll really pop. Yeah, these guys are great. I'm happy we have them.
Yeah, those are hot fish.
And so,
Great size, great color on that.
Yeah.
Because they eat on the algae.
yeah, and you know, I mentioned that students do a lot of the building and a lot of the, maintenance in here, which is again what they're supposed to do. This system that you see here, this one was originally 3-story or 3 levels tall and was right here in the entryway to the greenhouse.
This is gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah.
I love this rimless. I love this setup. This is beautiful.
Yeah, this company that does this for us is up in Tennessee. They
Glass cages?
Yeah.
I know 'em.
Yep. We've done
I
business
know 'em.
with them for years, and they have a real nice setup, and they'll deliver down here. So
They're in my neck of the woods.
Very good.
I want to show this. I'm gonna do a walk of this because this is a cool. So glass cages did all these. Are these drilled or are these just used siphons?
We drilled them.
Okay.
I told them do not drill them.
Yeah, you want to do that on your own, right?
we had to-
That's some thick glass.
Yeah, a ½ inch I think. We had to fit everything custom, and so I just got a diamond impregnated bit, and we went for it with a lot of water.
Where are they drilled? Why am I seeing? Oh, there they are.
If you walk around
Yeah,
the
I see
backside,
that.
you'll
Yeah.
see it. And
Okay.
Just the reason that we separated everything out is because the students were kind of complaining, hey, we'd love to do some of the maintenance on the back of these things, and we can't reach it, and we can't see what's going on.
So you had them.
So we pulled it all apart, and I had a student kind of as a project manager, and he came up with this design, and he rebuilt a system.
These are cool.
And so, yeah, this way everybody can get to the bulkhead.
Yeah, you can get to everything.
They can work on it.
In my
themselves.
greenhouse, I was gonna do under the bottom, but I couldn't. It wasn't easy to do, so I have mine coming out the front too. Yeah,
Sure.
it looks very easy to work on.
Yeah.
Like the big down.
Yeah.
See a siphon starting there.
So,
Really cool. And there used to be 3 high, you say?
Yeah, so that puts it up about 6.5 feet at the top.
Which no bueno at
All my
the.
students that are not 6 feet tall or don't have my 36-inch sleeve can't
Yeah.
do any maintenance. And so
That whole short people thing, you know.
well, we brought it down to everybody's level now, and it works really well for tour groups and kids that come through. They can see everything and interact
Yeah.
with it.
And then these are. I got nothing but love for the 30s,
these are leftovers
30
from
drilled.
the previous system, actually. These are 29.
Oh, 29s.
29 talls, and so we pulled these out. It was a system in the corner that we had to disassemble.
Oh man,
So
this is so sweet, man.
Yeah, it's a constant state of, I would like to call it controlled chaos for us.
Yay!
We always give the opportunity to let students try something new and to try to build something on their own, because they're going to need to do that. They
Right.
need that experience and that little bit of free reign to help them be successful.
And where can my fish tank people, the viewers, find out more about your program?
Okay, if you type in hccfl.edu, that'll take you straight to our college website. Or
Okay.
if you just type in Hillsborough Community College, it'll come up.
Okay.
If you're on that site and you type aquaculture anywhere, it'll take you to my site.
Okay.
Yeah, you might even be able to type my name, Craig Kasper, Aquaculture, and a link to my site will come up, and you'll be able to get it from there. We have a video on the site that advertises the program.
Okay.
A couple students were interviewed, and they shot us doing some cool things in the laboratory.
And I'll link that up too.
That'd be great.
Yeah, man. Oh, my pleasure, dude. This is fantastic. What? Yeah. What's next?
Well, I'd like to take you over and show you our Pacu in one of their other greenhouses if we have a minute.
Let's do it. I'm gonna kill this here. Craig, you brought Pacu in?
Yeah, about 300 Pacu came in from one of our major suppliers from 5D Tropical. They were able to get some brought up from South America. So they came in at 1/2 gram, which is, ½ an inch long. They were emaciated, unfortunately. Not any fault.
Skinny Pacu?
Yeah, not any fault of the shipper, fault of, the system and how they were brought. So we brought them in, we fed them up.
Click the links around for my video on Pacu. This is not the case with these fish, however, my fish tank friends. Oh, this is so rad. I just need to You guys, I'm walking in and I'm holding the camera, but I gotta like everybody see like the setup that I'm walking into. It's not fair to just like not show this whole awesome setup here. So not as cool in this room.
Yeah, no, the fan's not on.
Though we got this well, love the wet wall back there set up again.
Yeah, we got these fish.
Is this 80% or 90% shade cloth too?
Just about, it's about 90% shade up here.
Okay.
So we got these fish in, and I'm just going to try to pull back some of this cover.
Sure.
And let you look inside.
Oh, please.
As soon as I can find the knot, there we go. We brought these fish in this fall, and they were about 2 pounds a piece.
This fall you brought them in?
Yeah, they've grown for about a year straight, and they've done exceptionally well for us. We've been real happy with them. Hopefully they'll cooperate and let you see what's going on if I can fold this tank back. Oh, there was a few.
He said, I've never had angry Pacu hit me up in the face before. Oh, wow. Hang tight, folks. Oh, these things are horses! Ha ha! Yeah! That's great. Look at that guy.
And that's about average for us in here now.
Average?
Yeah.
What's the story on him? How old? When'd you get him in?
About a year. And not,
oh, those are beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I've never had any love for them until I got up close.
And not fed aggressively, just
man.
fed standard ration. They will grow much faster
That's
than
a
this.
gorgeous fish.
Yeah.
I had no idea I loved Pacu.
Yeah, we got them out because the weather's getting cold outside. They don't seem to like it very much below 60. So we like to keep them up here.
Keep them above 60?
Yeah. It's better for them.
What's the coldest they can take?
Well, we've overwintered them here in the past, but we had so many and so much time invested, and you know, we had everybody helping. The scientists here and the technicians at UF were also helping us feed them when we couldn't come down ourselves.
Wow.
And so it's a group effort. I didn't want to waste it.
Yeah, yeah. How many are in here?
160.
Holy cow. You got 160 in here?
Yeah, it's about a 2,500 gallon tank, so you can do the math on that.
2,500 gallon tank.
Yeah.
160 in this?
Yeah, and they're about
in this just alone?
Yeah, they're about 2 pounds a piece.
I know we didn't have to. Oh man, all right. Albino, give me the spiel. Albino Polypterus, or was that, what are they, Polypterus senegalis?
Yeah.
Dude, these are wicked too.
Yeah, they're big sellers. I don't know if it's albino. There's the natural coloration down there.
Yeah.
Too, but,
I love the albino in the black, making it easy for me to check these out. You're a lot easier to film. Wow. And then the regular Polypterus senegalis. Is that right, senegalis? Polypterus senegalis?
I believe so, yeah.
This was one of the first fish when I was like 14 that I negotiated in this like what I thought was a monster deal at a pet store in Toledo, Ohio, where I got a rope fish and a Polypterus senegalis, and I was like, there's nothing cooler than these fish. Like, it was like the first time I'd ever had anything crazy. And then I came home from school one day and the fish was on the floor. I threw him back in and he was fine.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can live on it. Wow, look at that fat mama in there. How big is this? They get bigger than this, don't they?
Maybe a little bit bigger.
Oh, that's how big it is? Hold up. About a foot? I was gonna say, I didn't know. These look well fed. Holy cow. Look at a hoss.
So that we can breed them. We have bred them before. They're pretty unique, actually. We found out that their gills actually start out on the outside of their body.
Really?
Yeah, sort of like an amphibian would, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. They volitionally spawned for us the first time, so voluntarily gave up some eggs. And that's when we realized as we were growing them, gills were on the outside. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty unique.
All right, I'm running low on battery. This is the pets.
These are our pets. I mean, we're doing some research on them too. Taylor's doing some research on some Corys.
Oh, yeah.
Cory cats. We got some figure 8 puffers. Those are our pets. We're not really doing much else with them. Glass catfish.
Glass catfish aren't going to be easy to film. I'm going to...
More puffers. We have... Oh, some angelfish. So we are holding some fish for Taylor's project. We got some angelfish here.
Any way to net any of these, or?
Some bikers. Oh, I can net some angels, yeah.
Pull out some angels for me.
Some UD cats, upside down catfish.
If I could get a net of some angels and some puffers, if possible.
Yeah. That I can net for you.
Cool. Notice the net's the same size as the vat.
Oh yeah.
That makes life so easy.
They got nowhere to go, right? All right.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful, huh?
Oh, those are great. That's my #1 fish, man.
Yeah, that's what I
Angelfish are my #1 fish.
That's what I have my
I think
fish
if I had to. Oh, those are cool.
Pretty baby.
That is a pretty one. I just washed my hand and now I want to be touching on your fish here. I gotta do it. I love these guys.
Yeah, the koi angels are very
Oh, they're beautiful, wide-bodied.